what it is.
Kevin Arnett. Kathy Hott.
Here.
Shirley Gilmore.
Here.
James Arnett. Howard Smith.
Here.
And Zachary Davies.
Here.
Number 3, public input on proposed budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. Did anybody sign up yet? Or is that?
There's not a sign-up
Okay.
sheet,
There's not, okay.
just,
I have a few questions after looking over it. That was asked. Okay. Do we have anyone employed with the city of Onalaska capable of writing a grant? Okay. Why do we have 0 proposed grant income for this year on this budget?
So there's nothing in the works at the moment.
So we have no grant,
No, we just finished up 3 of them.
but that could be proposed, so shouldn't it be
Yeah.
on the budget?
It'll take a couple of years. If we apply for grants now, we're looking
Oh,
at
I
3
understand,
years.
I understand how grants are. So if the admin expense is 5,300 for economic development and the expenditure for economic development is 0, why do we have an admin expense for it?
well, the economic development is the group that, for Polk County Economic Development, we spend $5,000 on that. What is the other, I don't know where the other one she's.
What line item are you on?
The expenditure at the end for economic development says 0.
Oh, that's, okay, that is out of, capital outlay. And so because we're not doing a feasibility study or anything this year, that's where that would come out, cause they're larger expenses. So we didn't budget to do a feasibility study for this year.
We did last year.
A couple years ago, we did. Ms. Dennison?
Yes, ma'am?
So, just to expand, whenever we apply for these grants with TDA or GLO, they require that we have a grants administrator. So that's when we go in, we put the request for proposals and stuff, but we do the original, like the initial application, and I've done several, I have 4 in the works right now. We have the DDRP, I don't know all of them, there's several of them, I've got 4 applications out right now that I'm waiting to be invited to apply, because they've changed how they do things.
I
You
understand.
can't just, so our score is really high.
So you're in like the phase 2 or 3.
Right, so
Yeah.
we're kinda in limbo right now until we get invited to apply, which we expect invitations between November and January.
Yes,
So once that gets underway, we'll be able to move forward and you'll see some progress and we can start talking numbers and different things. But I've applied for, two $500,000 grants, a $750,000 grant, and a $650,000 grant, and all of them are for street and drainage improvements.
okay, I guess to expand on that, is there a reason why there was, if there's like, I guess not an overlap from, why it wasn't done sooner? Like, why are we not applying for these grants on our own if we had a grant
We
administrator?
are applying for them as they come available, it's just that we don't always score high. You know,
last
it's
one we-
competitive.
Last one they dismissed because of the income of the households.
Well, and I know it's competitive, like, I understand it, I've been in county government for over 13 years, like,
Right.
I've worked in commissioner's court, like, I understand
It's an
grants.
ongoing, every time one opens up, we apply. We do cause it's just changed a little bit. Usually we'd have to get permission from council to apply and, start the application process that way. We can't even start the application process until we're invited to apply.
So do we just have grants out for roads, that's all, just for grants for roads, nothing else?
Right now, that's the ones that I have submitted, because those were, the drainage issues were something that, the mitigation was a big, variable, to make it, we're trying to get approved, so we're trying to focus on what they're approving, and drainage improvements and street improvements is one of the things. We're looking at a USDA grant, for hopefully future planning, but
No, I understand, like, I'm just talking about like law enforcement, fire, Texas Parks and Wildlife, I mean, outside of roads.
outside of roads, we, just, well,
Fire
all of the
department
fire
just
chief,
Okay,
He's got a
discussed
$100,000 grant in the works, possibly gonna get funded. Police department's finished up their few grants from a couple of years ago, they're gonna apply September 1st, anything
They open.
pertinent.
They're not open right now.
Yeah.
but nothing was done prior, is what I'm saying, like, I'm not saying anything about the current administration, I'm saying like, why are we not having grant income this year from what we've applied for 5 years ago?
We do, we have $670,000 of grant income coming in this fiscal year. We're trying to close it out by September 30th. Not in the next year budget, that's why there's zero, other than the FEMA reimbursement, which we added that in there, under, it's not really grant, it's a reimbursement.
I have a question about the de minimis tax rate that is used to not have a vote on this increase in our property taxes. The de minimis says that it's a sum of the new revenue maintenance and operations tax rate plus the debt rate of this year. The debt rate this year on the information is 0. What we have on the handout on the cover has a debt rate of 25-26, so that's not the current one. The current one lists as 0. Am I reading that right?
We have no bonded debt.
Okay.
And we're not using the de minimis rate.
We could use it as a minimis rate, but we're not.
So the de minimis rate sounds like that's what's used to not vote on the tax increase.
Hold on just a second, the de minimis rate is actually much higher.
142.
It's 0.4, yes.
14
Yeah,
or
it's-
something.
But that comes from using a number that is in the current year, I mean, in the budget. It says de minimis is a sum of the no new revenue maintenance and operations, which is 2209, plus the current debt rate, which is 25-26, but we do 24-25, if we're talking current. Or am I misreading this? It says current. That's in what was posted in the paper.
Some of this tax rate calculation is a bit confusing to me.
Right.
I mean, I know how I know the formulas and stuff based off of what Chad gives us. What we went with or what council is wanting to go with.
No, he's talking the minimum rate, it's not.
Yes.
Oh,
What's the special taxing unit?
That's the tax rate.
The current debt rate, the current debt rate is 24.25, which are two, so,
Yeah, it's
Which is zero.
0.428.
Right.
okay, so the minimums would only be the sum of the one.
Oh, that did, let Angie in.
So I can make a copy of this if you'd like. This is a worksheet that, Laura had given me from the, for Tatum to use. Actually, she gave Tatum access to find this worksheet, and this gives us the breakdown of what everything is. So Tatum has to calculate our tax rates for us.
Okay. What I'm reading on here,
We have no bonded debt.
but, okay, but what I'm reading in this tax rate is equal to the sum of no new maintenance on operations, which is one line item. And then it's also and the current debt rate. That's-
Well, the budget has to support the tax rate has to support the budget.
Mhm.
And so that's what we've done, is we have calculated a rate that supports our budget.
Okay, the de minimis rate is what is used to determine whether or not you have a vote. Is that right?
No, sir, okay, so if you go to the de minimis rate, it doesn't automatically trigger an election. But you would have the opportunity to petition.
Right.
So anything above, so the rate that council's proposing is the highest rate. So exceeding this rate would allow the voters to petition. So this is the highest rate that the council could approve
Right.
that doesn't allow a petition.
But what's the council proposal?
Council is proposing 0.248971.
Okay, but that would require a vote.
No.
Why not?
No, because it's still less than the percentage that we're allowed to increase.
Which is the de minimis rate.
It's way less than the de minimis rate, and
Right.
it does not, anything above this rate would
Trigger
be
election.
what could be petitioned.
Okay. What I'm
This is
saying,
section 26075 of the tax code.
where does her de minimis rate come from? Because it doesn't agree with what's in the notice. Unless I'm reading, the current debt rate of the city of Onalaska is 0. That's right? What do you have here?
We have no bonded debt, our debt is we have to cover our budget.
Okay.
I don't have a good answer for you
Okay.
right now, I can get back with you on that.
Let me see where she got the de minimis rate from.
This is just a sheet out of her workbook. I have the tax calculation worksheets are posted on our website, they give you the entire breakdown.
Okay.
And you can go through all those worksheets.
Okay, but the notice you put up here is very simplified,
Yes.
and it looks like we don't need the minimis rate, that this is not 0.4, but if you use 0, because that's what the.
Right, but we're not doing the 0.4.
Okay,
0.4 is not,
that's
that
the
would.
cutoff, that's the cutoff is what I understand.
Right, that would, okay, if we went to the minimis rate, that would be the highest you could go without automatically triggering an election.
Right,
But anything above what council is proposing, anything above that, the voters could petition
right.
for an election in November.
Right, so we've gone above that amount, but below the de minimis.
We've not gone above the amount for a petition.
Right, which is.
We're at that rate. We're below the de minimis, we're below the rate to automatically, or to allow for a petition.
Okay. Which is what? Which is the one that allows for a petition?
Anything above 0.248971. So exceeding that rate, it will allow the ability to petition for an election. Anything exceeding .248971.
I thought it was being no new revenue tax rate.
No, this is, our proposed rate is up here.
Mhm. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
So, the budget for this year for animal control expense was $10,000, and the budget for next year is $5,000 for animal control, so how is that gonna work?
We hadn't been using it years past, but the chief has an agreement with the sheriff's office, if we pick anything up, we take it to the Polk County shelter, and then we pay for that.
So that's only gonna be 5,000 instead of 10,000?
Yes.
We don't, the county doesn't pick up strays and we don't pick up strays. So it's only for special situations.
Nobody enforces anything about the animal licensing at this point,
Animal license.
dog license.
Like you have to have a license for your animals here in this city?
For the, you talking about the?
Code
Code enforcement?
does.
Yes, we enforce it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Where has the tax increase gone? Put it out there like that. What items has, and you should be able to apply, point to something where the property tax has gone to, that's new in the last 2 years. What has that money gone to? We're having problems with the streets, and apparently there hasn't been an agreement made that is in effect as far as cost sharing of some sort with the subdivision. Is that true?
We've been talking to Pat Casey quite a bit.
Pardon?
We've been talking to Pat Casey quite a bit.
Right, I mean, any of the subdivisions, you've got the Canyon Park and,
It's against the law to have a cost share nowadays.
so what we had with the county and what we thought we were gonna get with the city is probably not gonna happen,
Uh,
that kind of agreement.
When it comes to cost share.
Cost share,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
We cannot force a subdivision to pay for road work, that's the city adopted.
Okay. So there won't be the agreement, there can't be the agreement like we had with the county, where we paid for, labor.
Yeah.
We pay for.
Yeah.
Materials.
Material.
Okay, that's now not gonna be allowed at all.
They can make a donation. Yeah. Yeah, the city attorney can draw up their agreement.
We're talking with the attorney about it, especially if it's not on our plan to do certain work. Obviously, Twin Harbors has pretty good roads, and there's still dirt roads that we're trying to address.
Right, I understand that.
And if you have the money and to do the road, and you wish to bump it up on the schedule and the county has time, then there should be a way that allows you to do that, especially if we don't have the funds to do that at the current time. But we don't know how.
He had to give us that agreement for subdivision.
So if we have funds, we can't, have a cost sharing as we had before, we can't allocate roads which we consider to be substandard for our neighborhood. And I understand that there's other ones in the Onalaska area that are way, way below what we have, but roads in our area, we hope to have in better shape than the general ones in Onalaska. So, guess what I'm saying, if we have a collection, or we have our residents pay to a road fund, that's strictly for our roads. Right now, we can't go to Onalaska and have them done.
As far as that, well, we're still waiting on the agreement from the
Okay.
lawyer to draw up, because that was the last conversation we had.
So we can use those funds and pay half as much as we would if we were working with the city. Because that's basically how it turned out before, 50/50, is usually a general amount, so,
Yeah, that used to be the standard.
right, okay.
So,
But,
so when we went to the county where they were abandoning our roads, they made it sound they just told us they weren't gonna do it anymore
Right.
with us.
But it has to come through the city at this
Okay.
point.
And so is that being moved on at all for us?
Like,
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
ours are not on
like
the
a
plan.
work order in place to do with our cars.
Like y'all submit work orders to the county
Yeah.
for them to
We
help
do.
out
We,
Yeah.
on the
we
road?
do, as we,
But then you're up to the county to when they can
Yeah.
get to it.
County,
Our hands are tied just like y'all were, when y'all would go to the county and say, hey, we're ready to get this road done, and he's, Ronnie or whoever, Mark would say, it's gonna be next fiscal year, so.
So we all got a road plan?
yes.
You gonna publish it on the website?
can,
It'd be nice.
He's, he's done it in like.
More communication is better than less.
the-
Then we don't have to come up here and pester you.
well, Pat has a pretty detailed plan.
That'd be good.
He hadn't shared it with y'all.
Yeah, we're wondering
He
about-
represents y'all. He
Oh,
hadn't
we
shared
know
it
about
with
our
y'all.
road plan, we're worried about the city's
Yeah, we
road
want
plan.
city-
Right now,
Like,
it's
what
not
other
your
roads have been
plan.
added to the road plan, like, cause I know we have some detrimental roads that are scary.
Well, and we still have some roads that don't have anything that we need to bring up to spec, so that's our road plan.
Right.
But we don't know when our roads are on your road plan in the future.
The ones that are already paved and up to spec.
We adopted.
Yes, sir,
adopted.
yes, sir.
So is in their
That's
road
what-
guy, the Pat guy?
Yeah, that's,
Do y'all not ever-
that's who's been,
No, his is for our subdivision.
No,
We
But they
need-
wanna know,
saying.
but they
No,
wanna
we
know
have
about
that.
the city.
Oh, I thought they were talking about theirs.
No,
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 we have ours.
That's
no.
what we have ours.
They're like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, well, we made that public pretty much. We talked to, it's in
I
our,
don't got this, but it's not on the website though.
no, we put it there.
Yeah, put it there. Thank you.
So in the future, is Onalaska got any plans on providing services to the residents like sewer, water, trash, anything other than the police department and fire department through the city?
See, we've looked at taking over the sewer company, but that's a process in itself. Trash business, it'll cost you for one truck close to $500,000, plus you put people on payroll, you pay their insurance, you pay the truck insurance and stuff, so
But
there's
is
a lot
there
of money
any-
up front.
Is there any plan in the future to do that, to gain consistent revenue for the city? Are we just status quo on the way it is? And
No, there hadn't been, council hadn't discussed, building a trash service and different things like that,
or the water department,
or water.
you know,
Or
the
co-op.
services that are usually provided by the city to the residents,
No, we haven't.
we don't have. We pay like subcontractors for our utilities. Instead of going through the city, where the city could obtain some revenue.
Then you take on the liability also. The way the
Liability,
city was
but
set up
also-
was co-ops throughout the
Correct.
years, and we've
Correct.
inherited co-ops.
You know, but I'm talking about the, you know, the water, the sewer, and the
But it's,
trash.
but the problem is, unfortunately, is it's not just one water company. There are currently how many?
There's 9 in our area, not necessarily in our city. We have, well, I count
In the
Yopon
city.
Cove, because we do have places
So
in
like Yopon Cove has their own water company, Canyon Park has their own, there's Lake Livingston Water in Impala Woods, there's Onalaska Water and Gas that goes well beyond the city limits.
So what about the
So,
trash?
ma'am,
What about the trash inside the city limits? One trash truck, one guy. I mean.
Yeah, that's really, I've talked to other cities about that, really.
well, most of the cities are now contracting them out, they don't even do it
Yes.
anymore.
But it
most
goes
of
through the city.
It goes
So
through the city.
we would be
You pay the
we'd be a
city.
billing man at that point. We would have
Okay.
to have not
But you-
just a trash truck, then you gotta get a receptionist and a billing department developed.
But you get the money up front from the citizens, so
Ma'am?
you get the money up front from your
Right.
citizens, so
Yes.
we would pay you monthly.
Right.
Now,
You
now,
pay
right now,
everybody
you have an
else.
option.
So-
You have an option to use the trash service or not use the trash service. If we done it, you would be made to do it, be mandatory.
And there's a
Within the
lot of,
city limits.
City.
yeah, and there's a lot of people are strapped for cash, especially our people that are retired, that only have a bag or two a week, and they'd rather go spend $5 at the county collection versus forcing them to pay $25 or $30 a month.
taxes either about
We'd
half
have to get building, we'd have to get maintenance, we'd have to get people, we'd have to get trucks.
I'm not against it, I just don't
Yeah.
think we're
Yeah.
there yet.
No, I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
it's like,
we had, that's what she was asking, is
Is
there
there
a
a
future, is
plan?
there a
Well, that'd
plan?
be lovely if we could just
Plan
do
in
it
the
all
works that-
ourselves, that would be
Yeah.
great, but.
And I'm not saying that we need to have a trash service here locally, but I'm saying, if, say Lone Star, the city contracts with Lone Star charges $15, $20, I don't know what they charge, for every can. The city charges the residents $25, that's $5 revenue for the city.
So right
You
now,
pay Lone Star, the residents pay the city.
so right now, we don't have to do the trucks, we don't have to do the pickup, we don't have to do the personnel, we don't have to do the insurance, and we're gonna franchise fees for them.
I
So we are
understand.
getting money.
No, I understand you're getting money, I'm just saying you could be making bigger revenue, more consistent revenue for a city is a utility trash sewer. I've lived in multiple cities in different
If
states, and
there's
I've
enough
always paid the
citizens
city.
to support that, and participate.
Well, there again,
Absolutely.
is
You
there
gotta
a
have enough
plan,
citizens that are paying.
is there a plan to put forth to the citizens on how this would help reduce or keep our taxes at a level? So where everybody pays a little bit.
But they're already the lowest in the county, if you look at the tax rates.
Well, that's not,
But,
forget it.
no, most cities are getting out of most of the trash business and everything else.
So basically, there's no plan in the future to increase city services.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Council hadn't decided on anything.
Maybe like the city of Houston, would be in debt, trash.
no, but I get where she's coming from, she's just trying to figure out what's the other stream of income for us
Yeah,
to
how
bring
far-
in. And
Correct.
that is a great conversation.
Something.
That is discussed, but, I mean, there's a way more to that. And for somebody that doesn't live here in the city, who's been in the county for 13 years, I can tell you that there's a lot of houses, there's not a lot of people that are living there full time. You know, there's not a lot of people that are gonna be paying that monthly service, because these are vacation homes, these are Airbnb homes, these are people that, you know, aren't gonna be part of that. So unfortunately, we're a poor county, and until there's like some kind of major economic boost here that we've been hoping for 13 years since I've been here, and it hasn't happened.
That's my
Jobs would
next,
be
that's
nice.
the next question.
My husband's
Is there a
working in the
plan, or is there somehow that we can get revenue or generate some type of businesses other than gas stations or tobacco shops or
Liquor stores?
Thank you,
Stores.
that is, I mean, I know
Really,
they
really
have
trying on that aspect.
but, I mean, the kids that have a job would cut down their crime.
Yeah.
If the kids have an opportunity to go to work, I have a 15-year-old, she can't work anywhere, nobody's gonna hire her because a vape shop, a liquor store, a convenience store, or a server, she can't do any of that. Like, she has no options here to go to work someplace. So I believe that our crime rate, at least in the juvenile portion and maybe in the young adult, would minimize if we had economic development where we had jobs.
And it's very taxing to bring them in, because when they do the demographics, your labor pool is lacking. You go out and you beg people to come to work because you're talking about a entry-level job for a 15-year-old. How do you get them to wanna come to work?
Well,
I mean, there's,
most kids that want to work, go to work.
right, I've got
But there's
5,
no
and I've got
options
2
here.
of them that go wash dishes at one of our local establishments every weekend.
No, I've got two college students that had full-time jobs at 16.
Yeah,
There-
But they also went to school. So I mean, and if they want to work, they will, but there's no opportunity for them to work, is my point.
but bringing in the negotiations to bring in a corporate store, no matter what it is, took well over a year, and they run all the numbers, and they were hesitant because of the labor pool.
Absolutely.
So how do
They
we,
did their studies before they.
well, yeah, they even get here, so,
Another way to increase your labor pool with your young people especially is provide a community center to where they can be mentored on good work ethics and how to be a productive citizen instead
Right.
of just somebody sitting around playing video
There's
games.
literally nothing here for children.
We don't have any community center for the kids.
I've been here since 91, I graduated in 96, it's that way then.
It don't matter, it's twenty
So
twenty-five.
this is a rural area that is not very attractive to big businesses.
Sir, Midland, Odessa is very rural.
Midland's are way bigger than us,
It's a very rural area, is what
okay,
I
but the
said.
population's way more
We
than us.
can't drive an hour to go to Houston and
But
do
Knox
things,
City,
so I
Texas is
understand
small.
that.
Knox City, Texas is a small town, but it has a community center and it has activities for for the young kids.
That's the.
We don't.
Yeah, everything you said, everybody's talked about for the last 20, 30 years.
I've been on it.
Now-
And
time to
there's
make
USDA
change.
grants that we are heavily looking at for one of those, but it takes time and you've gotta score correctly.
I think there's enough citizens in this city that could pull together to make
See,
something
that's
for our
the thing.
children.
Did you hear what you just said?
Oh, believe me, I know.
Pull together
but
instead of
The
pulling apart.
firefighters do it, we need to do the same thing for the police, we need to do the same thing for our children.
If we'd all work
Period.
together, and if you have ideals, we'll certainly, I'm just 1/5 of this board.
Oh, I know.
And I have, just like everybody else, I have a 9 to 5, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and sometimes my brain don't think of outside my little box.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would love for people to work together and
There's no reason your grandson.
And sometimes I would love to have a meeting after a meeting, cause all my answers pop up in my head or solutions to things we
10
discuss,
o'clock at night.
and that doesn't get to happen.
Is
Are
there
there
a
any
possibility,
budget
is there a
related
possibility the city would foster or at least encourage a citizen planning committee to make recommendations to the city for possible future as a citizens board? No authority, just a citizens advisory board.
I didn't hear what you said.
Like just a brainstorm, like, this is where we wanna go, this is where the citizens, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I do too, absolutely.
Is there any budget questions? No questions? Have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Kathy Lott, here, Shirley Gilmore, Shane Burnett, Howard Smith, and Zachary Davies.
Here.
Number 3, public input on proposed tax rate fiscal year 2025 to 2026.
I think we already answered that.
Yeah, I'm making answer most of it. No questions on the tax rate? I think she answered you. Kinda. There are no questions? No. What's that? You can minute this rate is.
No, I know, I'm looking here. I believe Steve's question is gonna be answered in this, what really the sewage.
Question.
But how it is calculated, and this shows everything how it's calculated. It's available on the website.
Yeah. If there's no questions,